ambition, mentors, and I lived in Wales of all places. So I had no people to look up to. It was very, very challenging. I knew that I wanted to live abroad. I was like, I need to do better. The fourth thing is just being delusional. Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Be Memoirs, and I am a coach discussing how to curate your desired lifestyle, looking at building a career in the international sector, me the international development sector, how to create life with financial planning and financial literacy, as well as healing and everything else. So I discuss all things around curating your desired life. So today, I'm going to discuss about my healthy habits in my life that helped me to get where I am today. Before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. It's linked below. And if you want to have any of the resources I discuss, please see the list below where I have a free budget planner, I have a curate your life framework, I have a application sample for the ODI fellowship scheme we discussed earlier, and I have CV and cover letters for you to use and be guided if you want to enter a career in international development. I'll discuss three things that I think will be healthy habits for me to get where I am today. Before I start, let me just give you a backstory of where I am today. So I am a diaspora. What does that mean? I was born in Tanzania, and I currently am in Tanzania. But I left when I was really young. My dad had a great opportunity to go to the UK. We went with him and studied his PhD there. Things went from zero to minus 3,000 when we were left as a single household family. And I was the firstborn and our 5 kids with a single mom. Just imagine how tough life is, being abandoned, being firstborn of really young siblings. My siblings are 16 years difference between me and them. It was a struggle, and I really grew up in a situation where I felt like life was so limiting. I had no access to anything, finance was a problem, crisis after crisis, ambition, mentors, and I lived in Wales of all places. So I had no people to look up to. It was very, very challenging. I knew that I wanted to live abroad. I just knew. I don't know what it was. I just you know what? Even if UK is my home or Tanzania is my home, I've wanted to go and live abroad. How does someone like me, who is, a poor kid from Cardiff, living in a one single household family, how am I going to get there? So the 3 things that really helped me, actually 4 things, I want to add another one, really helped me in building my life, but really from the healthy habits that I curated, are building a network, learning about money and financial literacy, focusing on mental health. The 4th thing is just being delusional. Hella delusional. Hella delusional. Some of the things I used to think I could do. So I'll start with being delusional. This life, whatever you believe in, whatever God you believe in, if you are a manifester, we're all manifestors, but if you believe in manifestation, believe in a God, believe in the universe, Allah, just believe in something, because it's just not worth living if you don't have a vision, if you don't have a direction, if you don't have something to look forward to. And that's not to say that you shouldn't be living in the present. That's just to say that you should know where you want to go in life. Especially at the age that I was really young, and I saw how crazy things were when, decisions that my parents made were just falling all over us. I was like, I need to do better. I was delusional. I wanted to live abroad. I wanted to work in a sector that's highly competitive and highly skewed in what kind of people they choose. Go for, the Oxford and Cambridge people and LSE, and I wasn't at the time one of those people. I was like, that's what I want, and that's how I feel. My whole body was this is what I need to do, and you couldn't tell me anything. I came from a self-belief, of which I also didn't have. I wasn't confident, but I just believed in a good life. I believed that everybody deserved a good life, and I deserved a good life. So that delusion then caught me to go and apply for a master's degree, go and apply for a scholarship, ODI fellowship 3 times and failed. Go apply for jobs with the different CDOs. I was just taking myself out. Until date, delusionality has helped me. Delulu is the Salulu. Delusionality has helped me more ways I cannot count. I'll get back to this point. The second thing I think that is really important in terms of habits that help me build my life would be mental health. This is for anybody. Everybody who has experienced this earth we call life would have gone through something that would have impacted their mental health. Even if it's the smallest miscue, your parents missing out on like a game or not showing up at school, anything that just feels you a little bit abandonment, there's a little bit of like trauma. Or like if you've seen your parents struggle, even if they haven't done anything to you, if you watch your parents struggle in any way, like your mom was abused or your dad was struggling with like alcohol, it will leave you trauma. On that note, it's so important for you to unravel and unprogram a lot of the things that you got taught between those years, like usually 0 to 7 where you like learn most of the programming, especially those that are not going to help you in the future. If you're someone who's trying to design a life that is not aligned to your parents, you need to uncover and unprogram a lot of that stuff. Mental health meant that I had to go see therapy. It took me 27 years until I accepted I needed a therapist. I was like hyper vigilant and anxious for a lot of the time. Once I accepted that I wanted better, but I wanted to start from the ground, I wanted to heal, and I wanted to really uncover, is when things started happening to me. So when I then accepted that I was carrying a lot of baggage, I was being codependent, I was a firstborn, I was everyone's everything, I didn't have good boundaries. It's when I saw transformation in the way my present life, my quality of my life, and even just how I think about the future, how I have space and energy to think about the future, comes from the fact that I've cleared out the things that used to stop me from moving forward are now no longer a problem. I'll talk about that in a different video if you're interested. Third thing that I think is really important in terms of healthy habits to curate a desired lifestyle is building a network. You probably heard this a lot, and it is what it is because we live in the world, but your relationships are more important than anything else. Who you know will take you far, and I have seen this happen so many times in my life and other people's lives. Your first network is obviously your family and your friends that you know where you come from, and they're hella important. They set the scene. As you're kind of drawing out your vision and you're clearing out your path and you know where you want to go, who comes along with you on that journey is so important. Sometimes it could just be a mentor. Sometimes it could be someone you met in the office to help you like apply for a job. Sometimes it could be just like a partner who's supportive. Who you take the journey with, or whatever stage of the journey you're at, is the most important thing. Expanding your network. So really going out there and looking at people who you look up to. Go grab the balls and talk to them. Make connections. People are so much nicer than you think they are. When I was trying to apply for my job for ODI fellowship, I specifically went and found an ODI fellow before, and I asked them questions and I spoke to them. We met for coffee, and the same thing when I wanted to apply for a job in Tanzania. I specifically went for somebody who was working in Tanzania. I was applying for a job in DFID. I specifically targeted for DFID, and most of them were still friends. Like most of them were still great friends. We go beyond that relationship. When I wanted to have a better quality of life, I looked at people that I aspired to be, and then we became friends. My biggest strength for me is that I am a very sociable person, but actually it's the girls that I've cultivated. My bunch of girlfriends, and I mentioned this in my TikTok so many times I can count, bunch of girlfriends I have that I've cultivated are the most amazing females I ever, I don't know if everyone is as lucky as I am. I've heard stories, and quite frankly, I feel like I handpicked my friends. All of them end up being just inspirational, encouraging, evolving, like strong, beautiful women that are surrounding me, and that's been my strength throughout my life, as well as my mom. And then the last thing that has been a great habit building my life has been my money game. That's not to say that I'm a rich motherfucker. I am no millionaire, but I literally took the time to learn about money and assets. So I've read books, I've watched a gazillion of videos on YouTube about money, taking those videos in each context. So if I'm in the UK, there's specific videos for that. If I'm in Tanzania, there's specific videos for that. Take my money game very seriously. The way I think about money, the way I see money, the way my mindset on money, the way you save, invest. I look at the non-status quo thing. So if everyone's buying a house to live in, why? Is that a good thing? Is that a societal thing? Is that an expectation? Do I need it? And I look into all that in context. I've learned a lot about assets and businesses, and it's just played a huge role. And quite frankly, I think I spend more time learning than implementing, but I've done a couple of implementation strategies that have really helped me get me to where I am today when it comes to the finance side of things. And then it also relates to things like negotiating a salary, seeing worth. All that is around money mindset. If I was you, I'll start reading money books because they change lives. All right, that's everything from me. I hope you guys have enjoyed my discussion today about the habits I think would be helpful for building and creating my desired lifestyle. We offer some free resources in how to get into the fashion design sector, as well as a free budget. And I also offer products such as the Curating Your Lifestyle Framework, of which looks at 6 areas of your life. So things like personal development, mental health, spirituality, career and business, money, and friendships and relationships. I also offer a financial planning tool, which is just an Excel sheet that has everything on there, including income, salary, side hustles, assets. Like, you can just basically use that tool to plan everything you have. I also have the ODI Fellowship application sample and the CV cover letter sample for if you want to enter the international development sector. Any of these seem like a great idea for you to check out, please check my link below, and please subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to having you guys next time.